Here's a, well, this is a free lawnmower I picked up. You'll see a short of where I got it up in the information bar or whatever they call it. I just power washed it. It probably needs a little bit more, but somebody's been into this. For one thing, the engine cover, none of the bolts are holding it down. The oil is low. There's no gas in it. Gas tank probably needs to be cleaned out. There's no mulch plug in the back. And this thing was missing a spark plug. I have since then added a used one to it. Something screwy, as what was it, Elmer Fudd would say, or was that Bugs Bunny? Anyway, I bet you this was a carb problem, and they just, or a recoil problem, and they just didn't know how to fix it. At least I hope so. So the first thing I'm going to do on this one is I got to get something on there so I can pull it. So I'm going to have to do a recoil. If you want to know how to do a recoil on a Tecumseh, there's an info bar right above here where I did one on a Toro, which is pretty much the same thing, same engine. Got this this LawnBoy, well, for lack of a better word, the well, what Redford would say, and you know what that is, dumb, you know what? They had this engine off or something. They only had one bolt holding the engine down. I have a couple of these engine mounting bolts that I've taken off of scrap motors. Fortunately, I had one from a Toro, which is kind of the same as this. So I'll just bolt those down, and I don't know what was going on with this thing. This is going to be scary. Hopefully it's not going to be a Pandora's box. Another surprise. It doesn't even have the oil drain plug in it. What the heck? I think I have one, but it's from a Briggs. We'll see if it fits. I had one of these. This is from a Briggs. The threads fit. And this goes to when I scrap a mower, I keep everything. All the bolts, or most of the bolts, even some of the wheels. So, and scrap some other stuff. So I'll just put this in and then put some oil in, or used oil, because I don't know the health of this engine. Furthermore, this blade isn't even a Toro LawnBoy blade. This looks like it's a Universal, or maybe from a Craftsman. Talk about opening up Pandora's box. Well, at least I got a drain plug in it now. I put a new pull cord in. I put the two missing engine bolts, mounting bolts. I had a couple from a scrap mower, and it was missing the drain plug. I had one that was from a Briggs, I think, but it fit. And I put like about 14 ounces of used oil. I got a new pull cord in it and a handle that's iffy. It'll work. Now I'm gonna go try to start it with some carb spray. And since this does not have the mulch kit blocker or whatever, it's not supposed to start because of some safeties. And I think I have a bag for it, but I have to go searching for it. But to get around that, all you gotta do, this is the safeties. So all you gotta do is basically pull this and pull this safety wire, and it won't, it disables it. So I'll pull that. I gotta get some pliers. Safety is disabled. Let's see if this thing will kick over. I doubt it, but. It started, and the self-propelled wheels, I don't know if you saw it, they seemed to be permanently engaged. That could be a cable adjustment problem. So this is, I may be able just to throw some gas into it and have this thing run. Let me take care of that loosening up for the adjustment. Let's see what's in this carburetor. Someone's monkeyed with the jet. At least the cover's gone. That's a idle jet. Let's see what this is gonna look like. There you go. Get to this wire. There we go. Let's see what's in here. I gotta get stinky fingers from the gas. Wow. The jet is clear. Let me see if I can get you to see it. See? I'll check the one on the side, but it's clear. Let me check the bowl too. Bowl needs some help, so maybe we'll be able to get away with a quick and dirty. The float level seems okay. If you see my right hand in the background here. So what I do with these bowl nuts or jets is, see the Tecumseh have one here on the side. I just stick a wire through it just for good measure. It should go all the way through, and you see it on the other side. Then there's one in the center, inside of there, and then there's a really tiny one here on the side. Sometimes you can't even see it. I put a thin wire into there. Then I take my carb spray and then just spray through all of them. And that should be, this is clean now, or clean enough. So, but this is another story. So I'll probably take some wire brushes or steel wool or something, or paper towel to clean this out. Clean this up. Got the bowl clean and the jet clean. This should be clean enough. This is the idle speed jet. I'll put a link to a video where you clean this out. It's just a little jet that's hidden right here. It just screws in with a flathead. So, oh, look at this. This is even loose. What the? More surprises on the Pandora's box. Even see if you can see that. This bolt was loose, so I don't know what's been going on with this. Let me see if I can tighten it up with a box end wrench. Let me see. Yeah. Is this the right? No. It's this one. It 7/16. Just tighten this up. Prevent any air leaks. Gasket's still intact, it looks like. There. That should be tightened down. Jeez. What's next? Piston's gonna come flying out the head out of the block. Anyway. That couldn't be too far off. So now we got to put this bowl back in. They go in a certain way. The angle of the float pin is where that crease is, so the angle is going to be like about that when I put it in. If you do not put it in exactly right, it will not run right. Now, just tighten it up. that should be tight enough. You don't make it He-Man tight. Let's throw some gas in it and see what happens. Yeah, first attempt to start it. Air filter's all wet, so it's drying out. I just primed it. Let's go. Let's see. You know it has spark. As you see, it just started with a little help. The self-propelled is permanently engaged, and it's not a adjustment on the cable, so that's not too good. Let me go, and when this thing runs, the air just blows out the back. So let me get a bag, my bag that I think I have for it. See, I found a bag. Now, actually, that bag, my neighbor has this exact same mower, and I've worked on it a few times. He doesn't use the bag. He gave it to me when he was cleaning out his garage. Very grateful. He said he thought I might be able to use it for something, and I can. So this is one of those. This is not sponsored, but it's one of these. I needed to get a root beer. There. Okay, let's try restarting this again. Well, I loosened up the adjustment on the self-propel as far as I can. Also, I sprayed some lube down there. Maybe it helps. But let me put the air filter back in. I don't know what it is. This is like the 4th Tecumseh I've had, and I don't normally get that many. And as a result, I typically don't carry any parts, or many parts for them. I picked up some of these at a local, I don't know what you call it, clearance store. I'm covering up the price because this was 90% off or something like that. So it was like less than $1. So got a new air filter for it. And now I'm out of Tecumseh air filters. I had 2 or 3 of these, and now I'm down to none. So we'll just put this in. Oops, goes the other way. And you can tell how old it is. It's got the paper is starting to turn brown. This probably came from Sears, and it was sold sold to a reseller for pennies on a dollar at a wholesaler, just to get rid of them, because they had a bunch of lawnmower stuff there. This was a couple years ago. It's like of course, the place that it was at was an old Kmart that something else took over. So got this new air filter on, and unless I can figure out that self-propelled, the only thing I got left to do to this is change the oil to some good oil rather than the used one I just put in. Later. Here we go. Pandora's box. I gotta call this one, well, Pandora's Tecumseh. Well, this was posted for free. Come by. It was put out by a church by the trash can. When I was there, they were having a car show, but the trash bin was in the back of the parking lot. Well, I picked it up, thanked whoever posted it, and went home. This thing apparently was missing 2 engine mounting bolts, all 4 of the bolts that hold on the plastic cover. There was no pull cord in it. It was missing the oil drain plug. The carburetor was loose, and it didn't have a bag. I happen to have a bag. I since then tightened the bolts up, added some bolts that were missing. I added 2 to this cover because I had 2. I didn't want to use the other 2 because I want to keep those in case I need them. They're a special shoulder bolt. The self-propelled seems to be kind of engaged always. I've adjusted it so it doesn't pull all the time. Put the new pull cord in with a, this is a handle I pulled off of a mower that I replaced it in, but I kept this because it was sort of still good. And I added a new air filter because the one that was in here was not so good. When I power washed it, it got saturated, so it's drying. Save it for something else. I haven't sharpened the blade, and actually the blade that's on this isn't one for a LawnBoy. It's like a universal. How it fits, I don't know. So let's get you a start here. See here. Oh, and I changed the oil. Use some oil stabilizer too. Yeah, and I'll keep an eye on the missing. I don't know if it's this has a partially sheared firewall key, or I hope not. I also disabled this. This is a safety mechanism that I believe it detects if the mulch plug or the bag is in. Because I think that may have been what was disabling it. Also, this thing didn't even have a spark plug. So later tubes. No clue why this thing was given away or thrown out. Now, you know how I said this thing did not have a mulch plug? Sorry, I had to work on my stand here. Well, the mulch plug would fit in here, and then that would, if it's in there, it allows it to run. Or if the bag's in there, it allows it to run. If it's not in there, it does not. You do not get spark. Let me demonstrate. I will put the bag in. And I will start it. I will take the bag out. It will stop. It's a safety. So to get around that, what you can do is, you see this right here? This let me get down here. You can disable the safety at your own risk. I didn't tell you to do this. That, and now you will be able to start it. all. So maybe the only reason why this was being thrown out is because they lost the mulch plug or bag and they couldn't get it started because they didn't know this had a switch for that, and all you needed to do to get it to run was to unplug that. Later.